Out there in the crypto world, we're with DeFi IoT Latin America again. Look, let's talk a little bit about where's Helium going. We've heard a lot of videos out there on Helium. I want to show you some new things right now that Helium's come out with just over the last couple of days. You know, we're 5G with Freedom 5 and so forth. Can you get 5G someplace else? Yeah, you can. There's also going to be something, you know, right now 5G is basically only for the United States, but Helium just made a partnership with a company that actually is already in 50 other countries. So this will be another option for those in the US, as well as could open a lot of doors now for other countries. Let's talk about where Helium's going, what we think Helium can be, maybe the giant in the Helium market, and really a strength to cryptocurrencies down the road. We talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, where we're going into these, you know, Cardano, Polkadot, and it's different cryptocurrencies. Helium, we feel, is going to be in one of those top 10, if not higher, at the end of 2022. Let's discuss it right now. Before we begin, I need to make a disclaimer. Here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we are not professional financial advisors, or are we paid by any company to promote certain products. We here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we invest our own money. We take our own risks. We learn, we make mistakes, and we share what we learn, our successes and our mistakes with you. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, and write to us what more you'd like to learn. Let's go in now and see what else we can share with you. Great. Look, you know, I was looking at a video, and I'm not going to try to bag on anybody here, but I'm looking at a video by a YouTuber who was voted this last year, just this month, as having the best content provider, right? And I listened to him explaining Helium and the Helium light hotspots versus the data-only hotspots in Milestone 3 and Milestone 4, and I thought to myself, well, this is the guy that has, you know, 600,000 followers and voted for the best content provider, and yet got it wrong when he was talking about light hotspots and the data-only hotspots in Milestone 3 and Milestone 4. Now, I'm not gonna pick on him. Just, I want you people who are watching, please, you seem to be intelligent, and the people coming in with us are our intelligent audience. Do your own homework. Helium, it's right here. You can go on the website. We're going to walk through it right now a little bit. I'm not going to go into Helium details. I want to go in more to the new dynamics, where Helium's going, why we think Helium can be one of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by the end of 2022. That we're going to see there on more of an everyday basis. And where you can get other 5G capacities to be able to mine, even with the Freedom 5 and an additional that's not even come out yet. They're not even moving it yet. Nobody's even talking about it yet. We mentioned it in a previous video, and now we're going to talk a little more about it, just where you can get that at today. So the thing is, you need to do your own homework too. A lot of the YouTubers, unlike ourselves, are just promoting a product they get, or they get paid and make their money on YouTube. We don't make our money on YouTube. Actually, to right now, after this day, we're not making anything on YouTube. We'll probably get a future income from YouTube. Yeah, we probably will. But our main focus is not making money on YouTube. Our main focus is in developing networks where we actually go out and we install and develop in large scale networks of different types of devices. So we can tell you what is actually the best and not the best, what works, doesn't work. And before we do that, we buy it and we prove it. We buy it with our own money and prove it. Nobody has sent us anything free, and now we're even not asking for it. Now, if somebody does send something and say, hey, will you try this out? We'll put it into our system, we'll try it out, and we're going to give it a thorough trial. And we'll say, hey, look, we got this, we're going to try it, and we'll show you. And then from there, you make your own choices. But we're not going to definitely go out and try to make our money on YouTube. We don't make our money on YouTube. We make our money through IoT devices and network installation developments. Okay, developments and installations. So let's jump into Helium now. What do we think is going on with Helium? You've seen a downturn in the market. Well, everything went down on the market. Now it's already starting to come back up again, just a few days. So you're starting to see an uptick. And I think we're going to see that uptick and maybe a leveling off going into 2023. The actual pudding is still in the pot to see, you know, where's cryptocurrency going to be when the real inflation starts to hit. And I think that's going to strengthen cryptocurrency. It should. That's what it's designed to do. And all indicators show that it will. Right now, you've got this reason for it going down, and it's not necessarily due because it's cryptocurrency. It's because it's the young baby on the block. And if I can put it this way, you're looking at helium and you're looking at cryptocurrency. We'll just explain it in this way. You have a young baby that's born, and that young baby, you have all these ambitions for it, and all these dreams for this young baby. But you don't know if that young baby is going to develop some sort of problems, right? We don't know that. And I'm not, and God bless all those that had children that have problems. I have 6 children, and to this point right now, I'm very lucky and feel blessed that all of my children have not had really any problems we've had to deal with. They've all been what you call normal, if you will. So we hope for that normality in our children. We hope that they can fulfill dreams that we've fulfilled or that we haven't fulfilled, that we want them to be able to fulfill, right? But we don't know if that's going to happen or not, if they're going to have that capacities. So as they grow and they begin to mature and show their characteristics and so forth, we begin to see in them what they can actually do, what the potentials they're going to have. And let's just say they're growing to a point where we have the standards and we have standardization where they need to obtain responsibilities in life, like if they want to, drive a car or any of those other things, right? We even have age limits for drinking or for gun ownership or whatever, right? The idea here is, though, that let's just say that a child is going to a point where 16 years of age, like in the United States and in most states, you can actually then you show responsibility because you pass a litmus test, if you will, and that shows responsibility to driving that car, and you're capable of driving that car under any conditions, right? So here's the thing. When a crisis comes up and we have a chauffeur that drives us, and we're training we're hoping our child can go up to be that responsible to drive that car and maybe be our chauffeur. So we're going to use the idea of a chauffeur right now. A crisis shows up and it's a vehicle because it's going to transport us like investments are. Investments are like a vehicle, right? And they're going to transport us from one to another point. Now, what happens is a crisis hits us, boom. Well, the child we have that can move us from one point to another point hasn't got the confidence yet and hasn't passed that litmus test yet. Even though we see potential in it, we don't know what it really is going to do during a crisis, and most likely hasn't shown anything, and we don't think because of normal conditioning from what we've done in the past, we don't think that this child is ready to be able to drive us to a point of safety that we need. So what's happening in the crypto market, in the world? We're jumping now from cryptocurrencies in these financial institutions, and we're going back to T-bills. We're going to go back to stocks that are actually going to have yield to them, not necessarily to investment growth. So we'll go to our blue chips, S&P. So we're going to go to things that are safer for us. We may even go back to just saving our money in bank accounts, which is ridiculous, but people will do that because we're creatures of habit, and that habit a lot of times is not good. So what we do is we abandon the child. We leave that child. Now, we're not giving up hope in that child. We're still watching that child. We're still hoping that child is going to come through like we want to, but we're going to pull our money out, if you will, and we're going to put that money in the vehicle that we knew traditionally would take us to safety or safe haven, like a government promise on government bonds. Even though the United States has had a hard time meeting their debt last year, and even though the dollar is devalued and devaluing more and inflation is so high, even though we're still going to go back and say, well, the U.S. won't default, we'll put it in bonds. And that's what a lot of the stock exchange is doing. And many people, these financial institutions in the crypto world, and even in Helium, have done the same thing. They pulled their money out and they're waiting to see, and they're going to put it in something safe, long-term and short-term, and even holding cash right now to wait and see this go down, look for the confidence in it to put back in. Where's the hope? The hope isn't in the financial institutions. That's just a safe haven for now. The hope is in cryptocurrency. And I'm a firm believer that's true in all my studies I've done. And I think what we're going to see is cryptocurrencies are going to rebound faster than your traditional financial institutions and your traditional safe havens for finances or investing. Now, that brings it back to Helium. So Helium took a dip. Helium actually tipped below, just for moments, below the $20 mark, which is more than half of a reduction from where we've been, heights we saw going into end of 2021. What's that mean for us? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Helium is going to be one of the top 10 cryptocurrencies in the strength of companies, one of the largest in the world. We already hit 500,000 hotspots installed. And there are probably that many more that are yet to come out over this next year. I actually think we'll surpass 1 million. I think what's going to slow us down is the product supply with the chips and so forth, the actual getting product to the consumers. Who doesn't want to put something in their house that provides safety for your data? It's encrypted, and they insist it doesn't process any data that's personal, and it pays you to put it in with very low cost. You might be $3 to $5 a month, maybe, depends on your electricity if it's high, for consumption. So Helium, the idea of Helium is fantastic. Where it's going, we're going to have about 25 billion IoT devices installed between now and year 2030. That's IoT, Internet of Things. Things are like smart homes. Think of things that make your city smart, your home smart. Not all of those, though, are going to protect data. So we need to be careful of that and what we support and what we buy. Many of us are buying things and putting in our homes, and it doesn't protect our data at all. There's going to be devices going to come out through IoT that actually will tell you, look, you can control what data we take from you, and we'll pay you for it. So people are going to say, I got nothing to hide, and they'll get involved with that. We got a couple of those coming right now. We're hoping to have installed the next couple of months. We're going to try those out and see just how much control you actually have. So let's go into Helium. I don't want to keep this video long. I'm trying to get them down to 15 to 18 minutes of videos so you guys can watch more. We need you, please, watch more. Watch us to the end. Because at the end, we try to wrap everything up and give a summary. In the end, if you watch the whole thing, you're going to learn more from this. So please, not only subscribe, hit the bell, because we do these videos 3 or 4 or 5 a week. We do them in English and we do them in Spanish on the same channel. We're the only channel that does that. A lot of channels do it differently. They have different channels for the English and Spanish. We do all the same because we have a lot of people that are bilingual where we live and where we're from, all of us here. So let's go into this. We're multicultural as well, as you saw. Did a video just recently with a young native lady that works with us on our team. She's a partner of ours and a good friend of mine. And it's been a really interesting experience. And where I think the example of where our future is going, as far as everybody living the same standard, march the same direction, but yet we come from different cultural backgrounds. We have here, just in our office alone, we have 3 different cultures. And those cultures have lived in many different areas. Natives, and we have Latinos, and obviously Americans, right? We have a couple of Americans on our team as well. We have 3. And we have actually somebody from Central America. So we have 4. Anyway, let's go in, jump in here. Let's show you what our cultural backgrounds bring us on a level that rises us up and not bring us down. Okay. Now look here, jump into Helium. I'm not going to go through here and explain what Helium is right now. Everybody here listening to this already knows what Helium is. But we know going into Helium, you also can go in and see your Helium. You can go in and see what hotspots are doing what. Look here, down here in Latin America. If you go up, you take this out. Well, I'll show you what we got here. Just where we are in the one area we're trying to actually, you see, you got a few popping up here. Then we're in one, just going into another country here. There's somebody, so there's a lot of growth here. There's not a lot of Helium hotspots. These guys here are making what, $550 a day, $547 a day right now in 24-hour period. But let's go out here and look at this. This is why, another reason why we're in Latin America. You can see here in Latin America that you don't have a whole lot of Helium installed. Down in Brazil, you do more. In Argentina, you got some too. But you walk up to North America now, let's back out. Let's go up to North America, let's go up to the US and Canada. You got a whole different story. Go over to Europe, you got a whole different story, right? So you've got growth room when you run down into Africa too. You got a lot of growth there. And the nice thing about a lot of this, if you got Rebel Fi and these other devices coming out now that want to provide edge type of internet services where you can get further out, not just in the cities where you got local internet. So they're trying to extend out internet service. You've got also Elon Musk's division that's going to satellite and provide internet. So you're going to see IoT devices be able to come online. This is where Helium is going to play in. Now, Helium, not only are 4G IoT devices, but Helium now is partnering up with so many people. They're so aggressive in their partnering. And this is something that we like about Helium. The only other, well, there's others out there, blockchains, that actually are aggressive, but we like what Helium's doing. You're seeing results immediately from Helium. Helium has a roadmap. I saw a YouTuber just 3 days ago trying to compare between light hotspots and data-only hotspots. Looks as if he saw our video and didn't like what our video was, because we're saying, look, don't go paying $750,000, we recommend, for a full hotspot when milestone 4 is supposed to be approved and done by the end of this quarter, end of April, where light hotspots will be able to come in and actually provide the same type of opportunities to make HNT than a full hotspot does. So full hotspots are going to be reduced down to their memories. In other words, what's going to take place from a full hotspot, the blockchain is not going to be carried anymore. It's going to go on to a different system, just to keep things basic here, and there's going to be provided a different way so that these hotspots can then communicate and just do their job of testifying one another and providing a system. Then he confused a light hotspot with a data-only hotspot. Keep in mind, data-only hotspots are very different than light hotspots. We have an IoT engineer who's developing our data-only hotspot systems that once we have a more system put in, a better system put in the areas where we have our offices at, both US and in South America, we're going to then provide services that are data-only under the light hotspot expansion and full hotspot expansion, right? So let's go to, I mean, we can get into the whole validator issue, where it's going to go to. It's better. This YouTuber is apparently the #1 in content. It's the same one I mentioned earlier. And I wrote a little bit saying, hey, look, you know what? All due respect, you're wrong in the milestone 3 and milestone 4. And, well, I won't say wrong. I said you got it wrong. And you got it wrong with light hotspots, data-only hotspots, and your full hotspots. And with the milestone is, you would compare it to Ethereum 2.0. You'll just wait forever. Well, Ethereum behind the momentum. Helium is ahead of the momentum. They're leading the pack. And Helium and Ethereum is trying to catch up and to Bitcoin and maintain their leadership against foes like Cardano, et cetera. So it's very different eggs and oranges, apples and oranges, whatever you want to say. So we talked about this company that came out recently, this Constellation Network. Last week we had a video as well. Talked about, we'll put that the link down below as well. Digital doorways with this DOR device. They can hook up and it counts traffic going in and out. You can buy that now. Actually, you can go on to the actual, go in here to Constellation Network, and you can actually go in and see the door device here. Come down here and get on the list. You get on the list, they send you. They just sent us one yesterday or day before yesterday saying, hey, you can buy your NFT now, and you can actually, then when the door device comes out, you get the door device, you put it into give it to a business or whatever, and it counts. And for counting traffic, apparently it only counts for counting traffic, it pays you. And that's really kind of how things got started with Helium, but they are now hooked up. They'll hook to the Helium network. Now, I don't know if they'll do both Wi-Fi and Helium. That's not clear yet, but I do know the announcement came out just a couple days ago saying that Door will work. They've made an alliance with Helium, and the Door product will work with Helium. Downside is, if you want to buy it right now, it's going to cost you about $5,000, $4,500 or $5,000 around there. Right? So you can look into that if you want to. I'll put the links for the Constellation Network again down below. Here's something that we're like, let's get into this 5G stuff. What we see coming with Helium. We see this expansion of 4G going everywhere, and that's great. And you can see the IoT devices, 25 billion coming on over the next 8 years. That's a good estimate, because I think when you see internet expanding, as you're seeing now companies come out that want to push the envelope where internet's going, you're going to see more of Helium devices. Who wouldn't want to have one? They're not that easy to run, and they're a little more difficult. Like, we just had some changes with this POC V11, and we have our rack, for example. We have an MTD. And since they made these changes the last couple of days, we're having to go up on the ladder, get up on top of the rooftops with our racks, and we're having to resync and to actually to take the chip out and reprogram, because it's just, there's some complications there. It makes it difficult. So that's why I disagree with this one YouTuber who said, this is going to take a long time. They can't do it. I disagree wholeheartedly. For them to be able to solve this problem, they need to go to validators. They're going to carry all this data and let the light hotspots then provide the coverage and the proof of coverage and pay us for that. And I think that's going to be done sooner than later. So I think that YouTuber has got it wrong. I think it's just a matter of he's spread out in so many things, GPUs, ASIC miners, and more into promoting than he is to actually seeking to understand. We here at DeFi IoT Latin America, I put emphasis, we seek to find out the truth, how it really works, we're not promoting any products. Nobody pays us. We're just trying to share information because we want to strengthen blockchain and cryptocurrencies. That makes it stronger for all of us. And we see a future for that. FreedomFi certifies base cells, small cell for its distributed network. Not going to go in a lot to this. I think we should cover it. FreedomFi announced just a couple days ago that base cell technology will certify its lineup of cellular base stations. As you know, you have the FreedomFi, you have the base station, right? And then you have this CBRS, which is a type of bandwidth that is in, each country's different. So right now, these are only going to function in the United States of America, possibly in Canada, depending on that way that the radio has got to be the same. So if I'm not mistaken, Canada and US will have that coverage. Don't quote me on that. All I can say is that they're promising it for the United States, US customers, right? This is the first device that they will come online now. So not just the device, the CBRS, the device that you can buy on FreedomFi and with FreedomFi, but now you have an additional device. And here's something else I like about this company is it opens up to many countries. It will in the future. So you'll be able to buy these through CalChip Connect. Unfortunately, it's with CalChip Connect because we still are having ongoing problems with them. They keep promising us. It's a whole other thing I'll get into. They're going to get things taken care of. They shorted us on 3 hotspots, shorted us on actually 2 of our actually FreedomFi reservations that they promised us when we did the swap out. That's a whole different issue. They keep passing us on to other people saying, we want to get resolved, We've been doing this since November and still no resolution. But here we go. So with CalChip Connect, back to the story. I got on a tangent. Sorry about that. Back to the story. April 1st, you're going to start seeing these around there. You'll be able to actually purchase these through CalChip Connect. Then we'll hook with the actual base station for FreedomFi. Okay, so that's the base station. Provided you can mine 4G with it right now too. If you don't have it, we are actually backing off. We're going to hold off. The price for these, if you run down here, price point you're talking about, you're going to run down. They're going to be $2,500 for this the base cell base station, right? And then the gateway. I'm sorry about the gateway. The FreedomFi gateway you can buy down to $1,000, and that mines 4G, and not the base station. The gateway. So, but the gateway actually will, from my understanding now, FreedomFi gateway, you can hook up with other types of these 5G base stations, the CBRS units, right? So this is the new one. Another one going to come out. That's going to be 2, right? You can go here. I'll put the link down below if you want to read about it. I'm not going to sit and read everything to you, but this is something new has come out. You're seeing that FreedomFi and Helium are becoming very aggressive on the 5G front. Now, I just want to show you a little bit here too, something else here. Extelia announces yesterday, I get this yesterday, announces that they will be joining now with Helium in Canada, and they will announce a roaming partnership with the Helium network to expand IoT coverage. You can go in here and say, look, the Canadian leader specializing in lower-end solutions in Helium, the fastest growing decentralized wireless network, which it is, have launched the roaming partnership expanding coverage for IoT devices across Canada, the US, and around the world. This is huge. Another provider now is going to come in, as has been going on in Europe. Now we're seeing this take place in the US and in Canada for Helium. Helium is very aggressive in the partnerships. They have a very, I don't want to say roadmap, because the roadmap is not very clear, but their objective is very clear. If they do make a clear roadmap, then you're going to see them maybe fall under Security and Exchange Commission's eyes. They're going to watch them. They're going to qualify them for a security. So they can't really clarify that roadmap. But I do think that Helium will work their way around this with SEC in the United States, because Sean Henning had private experience in the same thing, shutting down Napster. Something was legit, then rules changed. You had regulation come in, and I think they're preparing for that this time. And what I've heard, they are preparing for it. And when I see, it looks like they're preparing for it. So let's go in here. Stay focused, Eric. Let's go here. Extelia then will now help Helium expand. Now it's 4G. But once we get 5G going, this is going to be something even more. And more people are going to come on board, because 5G infrastructure is so expensive. Even for us to buy it, you're talking $3,500. Whether it's FreedomFi's unit they have now, or whether they're coming on with the one we just announced right now, this right here, with the whole with the whole base cell, right? This one we talked about here, the base cells. Now, how do you get this base unit that hooks into these 5G CBRS? Well, you have to get on a waiting list, right? As you can see here, the wait list right now, right down here, is now closed. So you can go in right in here, you can go in the waiting list and then put your email in, so you're not a bot, and then submit it. And then get on that waiting list. When you're on that waiting list, when they come out again, they'll announce it that they're going to sell, and you got to be the first ones to get in and buy your space. You pay like $99, what we just did, and we got like 7 spaces. Some of those are supposed to be given to us from CalChip, but we end up getting 4 or 5 on our own too. So we're now buying those, and we have the first ones that came in at one of our offices in the States, came in this last week. I'll be flying back to pick those up recently. Now look, if you want to take a look at this from this base sale, it's going to be the Nova 430i. This one says 430e, but if you go up here, it says 430i, and again, it comes at base sales 430e, 430i, an advanced 2-carrier outdoor E-node, be compliant, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so just want to give you the heads up that there are more 5G's base stations coming online through Freedom 5. Here, that's what I like about base sales right here. Look at this. Base Sales is an international company providing disruptively priced and technically innovative 4G and 5G, LTE, Light, and NGR access solutions that connect more than 50 countries across the globe. Our ever-expanding goal to connect the unconnected has led establishment of offices across 5 of the 7 continents and developed over 300 patents since our inception in 2014. Working alongside ecosystem partners, Base Sales is setting a pace for the 5G and future technologies with wireless solutions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I like this. Over 50 countries. One of the things that we're concerned about is that, okay, you got 5G coming online, but how's 5G then? If we buy 5G, how are we going to apply that in the US? Well, how do we apply that in South America? And that's probably another video for our South American subscribers. But I want to show you in the US or in North America, and even possibly now coming out for Europe. Let's go take a look at something here. Nebra. Haven't sold it yet. Now I'm talking about it. But you have here, you have another hotspot that's going to come up by Nebra. Now, Nebra doesn't have a good reputation. I will say that as far as providing. Well, they're showing it's on their site, but it's showing it's sold out. To my understanding, it's never even been offered to sell yet. And I've never seen anybody even offer this, but go right here. You see this right here? You're going to see for $1,000, I think you can pay about $1,200, basically, right? You're going to have here the Nebra HNT 5G ready hotspot miner. Now, I have to say this. It looks as if, I don't know, not a lot of data on this yet. The Nebra 5G miner is going to be all in one for about $1,200 when we're looking at the price now in pounds. You can go on Nebra. You look in here, if you see, look in Quick Shop, it's sold out, so you're not going to get much information on it. We're going to look at it here. All right. Let's change this here over to English so we can understand this here. Introducing Nebra 5G gateway capable of supplying 5G coverage and allowing you to earn HNT tokens. In its current form, the Nebra 5G gateway, now I was talking about the gateway, right? Utilizes the LoRa to mine, just like our HNT outdoor and indoor miners. However, it's designed to be modular, meaning that you upgrade it to utilize CBRS small cells and earn Helium HNT. So it's the same then as a Freedom 5. So I take that back. Currently, it's only feasible to do in the USA. Take that back about, oh, hang on, here we go. But we hope to see adoption in Europe and other regions later down the line. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I saw there. Okay, so this is going to now bring us to an expansion in Europe for 5G. Look, long enough this video. There are really good things happening with countries that are really assertive. I guess aggressive is not the right word. I say aggressive because it's so competitive in that world. But they're very assertive. They're taking charge, they're taking lead. Helium is taking lead. And I really think we're going to see Helium, and not just ourselves, but you look at Coin Bureau recently, a few months ago, talked the same. They think Helium is going to be one of the stronger cryptocurrencies. And they're going to allow a lot of people to get involved in the cryptocurrency world. We're doing that now. We're bringing in people who know nothing about cryptocurrencies in Latin America. Or humble, really good people coming in. Today we have a meeting with a bunch of people who have joined with our company and decided to come in, and we form a company with people on the outside to come in and buy these hotspots, develop these networks, and actually allow them to help raise out of their poverty and have some passive income coming in, and it's win-win for all of us. And we're educating them on cryptocurrencies. If you want more of this information, subscribe, hit the like button, tell us what we're doing wrong or what we're doing right, what you like about us, what you don't like about us. We don't care. Bring it on. We want to defend the truth at all times. We love DeFi. Here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we'll be talking to you tomorrow.